Doors are closing. Next stop, Love Jones, a mixtape for Roots L, J, A, and M. This is a soundtrack of the city. This is a soundtrack for the people. Please play at a volume the ancestors can hear. For your listening pleasure, please stand close to the edge. Thank you for riding.
Recordbreaking.com.
All discotheques have a DJ. Not only will you boogie like Mardi Gras every night, but enjoy partying on the dance floor to the best boogie music ever. Double play.
Oh, hell no. I know you didn't just touch my goddamn radio. Don't you ever touch a black man's radio, boy. You can do that in China, but you can get your ass killed out here, man. I'm gonna show you real music. Yeah, that's real music. You hear that?
Soon we'll be people again. So hot you want to shave your eyebrows, group ice in a sock, and break the slick off the glass. Pour out the air that's trapped in all the cupboards called stores, distance the drinks from faucets, divvy up the water. Ride wave of some glimpsed hell scarred backwards into its opposing linger. You come down cussing out the sun, spitting up red through the light, leveling out the rage. Hot so you dip your face in ice cream pools, lap up the cracks. Ant corpses littering playgrounds, dying, dried out on jungle gyms, half-crossed, sliding into dead sparrows. Hot enough to harbor a grudge, head out to sea, to show up at the wrong door with a timber and a fuck you. When you see a mail truck and think it's a whale. Carcass holding in leagues of carved-out faces, you imagine ghosts grooming plastic plants. Dali escapes into brick-hunting insoles, and every corner store waves a white flag called, "We sell ice. Summer is a luxury season." Hot. Going to hold it down block by block, the earworm that sweats into sputtering a desire to spit at every white question, every nice house with AC, clean lawn, sprinkled dreams of bouillet out in the open. I'm not from here, so give me a minute to remember streams enough to make do. Locking into the overture, a chip-toothed sun laughing through a heavy cloud, still hot, but could rain. And stuck in a noon dodging in to buy our way through degrees of lessening sudden cut. And honk of a delivery gone awry from festered flashes of a memory tank, barging wood, sinister in its splintering age, should be better than metal, but only the fireflies know we mean to leave this planet until someone brings water. You can't decide if beer is what we need, just to numb through yellow discus thrown out into the trash heavens, as if we were cursed, to live this out until we can heal it or repay winter. We tremble in thirst, as if wishing a downpour from our bodies out into the symmetry of water just above the road. Seeing things, seething things, or broken on hubs in a park promising relief, tree-ridden, sick with green heavy onwards, trapping mosquitoes against thighs, a sacrifice for night. Saying, bring it down into the insole of a bold-faced lie called we're cool. Not today, or ever again going to be a cold bone between us. Sarcophagi we call litmus of all other hatreds, the belly of the earth much better, the pig in the mud of this body cooling off in a shade, rasping its skin off on the bark until breaking into the flesh of it, ray by ray, the divided seconds of day of it, unsustainable and fountain-bound. Heading into the fray, holding on by dear cube, shirt high or off into the shrubs, packing corners with unused lengths, I say, soon we'll be people again, I promise. We'll order in and return to mimicking survival to slow our declines, and handheld hopes sort of not knowing how to wield them but still battling away. From wrist flicking out, gesturing at waterfalls, pools, icebergs melted into things we can eat or drink or dribble, as if talking, but really what I say is, soon we'll be people again, and no one is listening from however we aren't. Ice arrests, the usual called making it matter, hot in cages, in El Yunque, bald-headed across the beach of my past, stretched out, my body of water, my mountainous descent into the city, and the coast of a city hit by rivers where swimming is ill-advised, secretly thinking, soon we'll be better than the people we were, better than summer, we'll be scattered showers, we'll be sundown and broken, a headstone struck by its own force, rivulets across its cracked face, taking us over.
To have to own up to that in myself and know that if I was going to live with any personal integrity, I had to leave. So that's what I did. And so, yeah, I mean, the actual day I wrote that song, I couldn't tell you anything about.
That had vitality, vision, and a lasting legacy. Vote 1996.
Born on this date in 1912, conductor Sir George Solti, and he was conducting the Vienna Philharmonic Orchestra in the variations on a Hungarian folk song, The Peacock, the music of Zoltán Kodály.
They asked me to write a poem like a lush life, a Johnny Hartman poem, a poem that would make your fake eyelashes fall off, a poem with the city all up in it, a poem, matter of fact, like a city, one that can only be reached by train. Yeah, write us a poem like a train, but not like Coltrane. Just write a Coltrane poem that contains the essence of the city, the way the horizon sounds like Elvin Jones playing cymbals in trash trucks. I mean, just write a poem that contains the essence of West Philly, a poem you've already written. Write that. Yeah, write a recycled Philly poem about a Philly that doesn't exist anymore. Write the sequel. Write a new Romancing the Stone, but set it in Philly, starring a black woman poet and a Belizean sailor. Write that scene where your angry neighbors shut down a fast food joint with Danny DeVito, or those motley kids discover the smirking mouth of a creek buried under 43rd. Make sure it's juicy with brotherly love and that other stuff. Drop in a cheesesteak, but make sure it's gluten-free, because our audience is particular, you know, like people who don't like poetry. Not that you can't write what you want, but for now, just write it like you love every damn inch of the city. Even the hawks and vultures and raccoons, and the characters like knives sharpened by the weak, or like fruit bruised and first frosted. Write it like you believe the city has seasons, that it can change in its deepest cracks, unseen corners. Write like you know these corners. You know why this building is painted pink, why this one is empty, why this one is a missing tooth on the block. Write it like you know what it's like for a tooth to be taken. Write it like you know what it's like for a home to be lost. Or try writing it like you carry the voices of lost homes to bed with you, like they are evidence and you are a detective, like they are memories and you are family. Write it like you can see beyond seeing, like you know the origin of shoulders sharp as javelins, can decode three-pointed stars hunched under streetlights, like you are related to the men selling socks and incense oils and belts, like you can read the compass on their faces, like you can recreate the arpeggios of the one-eyed singer or the $200 upright with beer-colored keys at the thrift store. Just write a poem, like a secondhand store, full of dishes and leather jackets, vibrating with the leftovers of people, bleeding in solidarity with a woman in a ripped red sweater like an ear, wailing in the street one summer night. A poem full of peach seeds and lightning bugs. A poem that can change the color of the sky.
There are a lot of comments about the news that the revolution is coming and you better get ready, sort of like the end of the world is coming. I saw a recent commercial that said, unfortunately, the world is just going to drag on and 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 on.
Per person. That's 1-800-774-0079 to join me and other 92.5 XT listeners in Alaska. 1-800-774-0079. But call now because space and discount won't last long.
Prospectors, the best country nightclub in the area. He's also one of the best concert venues.
Orange juice. Let it matter what we call a thing. Solmaz Sharif. We will take organic oranges, picked from trees tended to on southern soil, on stolen, native land that grew despite this. We will take organic oranges, watered with rain and nurtured with cow dung fertilizer, the most sanctified of unions, the turning of something dead into something alive. We will take organic oranges, photosynthesis running through the veins of trees. We will call these veins branches, call the blood our orange juice, dripping upwards towards the sun, defying gravity. We will take organic oranges, reaching high into the treetops for the softest, ripest fruit. We will find a creek, lay across the rocky bank and place the oranges in our laps, cut them open and squeeze the juice directly into our mouths, swallowing seeds, and all because we are fierce like that. We will take organic oranges, maybe also carrying them in baskets back to cottage, placing them in juicer machine and listening as technology crushes the life out of them. This ain't no Sunny D shit. This be that richness that can fuel any morning of the rebellion. Vitamin C and naturally occurring sugars line our bellies, cause our fear to run away. We will wash it down and out of us. In your memory, because we are a commodity that can't afford to pay for itself. And you made sure to get in those punches despite, before placing the bottle on counter, looking clerk in the eye, and walking away. You were 15 years young, 13 days after Rodney King in South Los Angeles before the riots, Latasha Harlins. You were a daughter, could have been mother, just another black girl with post-secondary ambitions not worth living out. I know you squabbled before she shot you down. Bullet through the back of head, money clutched in palm of hand, soil, palm of, the jury, suggested 16 to 30 years in prison. The judge settled on a $500 fine, 5 years probation, and 400 hours community service. You were not done justice, and I know you were dancing in the garden of angels, parallel to that of the racist, just picking your oranges, placing them into baskets and looking the racists in the eye. After we have taken organic oranges, we will collect the seeds from juicer machine and go outside sticking them into earth. There will be more where that came from. for every orange is the same until a label is put on it. 12 ounces unpasteurized, organic, preservative-free, cold-pressed Whole Foods for $6 is not 20 ounces pasteurized from concentrate with high fructose corn syrup and artificial color Minute Maid for $1.99. What is the etymology of a tongue? An orange, an entity, but a vessel for a black girl's body, to be split, open, to be planted as seed, to be ground up by the machine, like that which goes unwatered and untucked into earth, and still manages to grow.
You have arrived. Episode 1, This Ain't No Sunny D Shit, is a wrap. You heard Soon We Will Be People Again by Raquel Salas Rivera, West of Philly by Yolanda Wisher, and Orange Juice by Husna Hashem. This mix was spun by DJ Jr., aka Dr. Bruce Campbell Jr. Love Johns, a mixtape, is produced by Philadelphia Contemporary. Till next time, with sisterly affection, peace.